What you mean the Asian community is now trying to add an amendment to the Asian hate bill to say that it's a hate crime to boycott Asian businesses?
It seems like the Asian boycott is working.
The Asian community is making a mistake trying to block black businesses, and it's going to cost them a lot.
There are Asian American business owners who are going around, allegedly, I don't know how true this is, saying we need to file yet another Asian hate bill.
They're going to start blocking a lot of us indigenous individuals from owning our own business, by not selling us the supplies that we need.
They are flipping it. They are making it look like these boycotts is hate. They are literally trying to mean that black Americans supporting their own is equal to hating Asians. So are we gonna say that y'all Asians hate black Americans? Because I've never seen your people supporting their businesses. Why don't you watch these clips and then understand what is being said here? I will come back at the end with deep commentaries. This video is for educational purpose, and if you find it interesting, click on the like button. Let's get into it.
You want to know how they feel about black people? Don't listen to me. Let them tell you.
See, this is the shit I'm talking about. How you gonna try to cancel me like Mr. Chow? Y'all funny. Because you're trying to underestimate someone who came from the hood too, baby. I match energy. I talk the way you talk, and I swivel my head the same way you swivel your head. See, and y'all prove my point. Y'all over here mad. I'm using the same words y'all using because you use it so much, you normalize the damn word. Imagine hating the word so much, but yet you still use it on your own folks. And another thing, if you want to cancel all these business, by all means, go ahead and try to cancel every single one of them. Boycott every single one of them. Boycott the hair. Walk around with your bald ass head. Don't eat the Chinese food. Don't do any of that, okay? Because let me tell you, there is not enough black-owned business for y'all trying to cancel everybody, boycott this, and let's not do this. You wouldn't survive. You would not survive in that community.
It seems like the Asian boycott is working. They took their happy asses down there to try to get a 2.0 to the Asian hate bill to force black people to shop at their establishments. But I thought y'all don't need us. I mean, y'all dared us to not shop with y'all, not knowing that Truth or Dare was one of our favorite games back in the day, but y'all dared us to do that. And when we took y'all up on that dare and said, oh, bet y'all want to go down to Washington, D.C. and try to get a 2.0 to the Asian hate to force black people to shop in your establishments. How does that work? Like, so y'all gonna make sure, like, hold our hands and make us forcefully buy your products? Because I think even Donald Duck is gonna look at y'all like y'all goofy as fuck for even trying to present a 2.0.
Again, Moors, this is an opportunity. So these sleepy Moors, they're saying not another dime. Eventually, they're going to be like, oh, why? They're going to be like, there's got to be a way that I can counteract these people using their nationality against me because of... I'm not taking it seriously, but I'm just going to pass it on. Apparently, there are Asian American business owners who are going around, allegedly, I don't know how true this is, saying we need to file yet another Asian hate bill because the black folks said we ain't going to shop with us. They're not going to shop with us anymore. So, and I bet it'll work. It sounds like you trying to get legislation passed that says black folks gonna be forced to shop with y'all because that's all they're not hating on you. They're not hating you at all. They're just saying we're not coming to your store. Don't you have the whole rest of the country to shop with you? No, because everybody else shops with their own. That's why your business is failing. They either shop with their own or they shop with our oppressor. So when we don't show up, wow, we were the only ones shopping with you. Act like we're the only customers in the country. Turns out we were. So Moors, you need to be positioning yourselves, right? Because it's like being the guy who decided to start building garages when cars were first being manufactured. Everybody, you crazy? That thing is hokey. It ain't gonna go nowhere.
Because what you mean the Asian community is now trying to add an amendment to the Asian hate bill to say that it's a hate crime to boycott Asian businesses. What? How are you going to make black people spend money with you? What stage of grief is this? Force? I find it funny that they're running to the white man to get the white man to force black people to do something, but you're not asking those same white men to patronize your businesses. Why is that? And the white men who are also happy to write these bills to try to force black people to do it don't even think to come to your businesses. Why is that?
What it do, y'all? So yeah, word on the street is that the large Asian beauty supply chains, they gonna start blocking a lot of us indigenous individuals from owning our own business, by not selling us the supplies that we need. But that's cool. That's all right. I mean, there's other supply chains, and we can make our own product. And when it comes down to the hair and all that, listen,
The Asian community is making a mistake trying to block black businesses, and it's going to cost them a lot. This move was taken straight out of Donald Trump's playbook, and it's a terrible one. Stick with me, y'all, because if the Asian suppliers won't sell, they will suffer the same fate as the U.S. soybean farmers. Let's talk about it. In 2017, the United States slapped tariffs on Chinese imports as a result of the trade war. China at the time was the world's largest consumer of soybeans, buying roughly 60% of all U.S. soybeans. But in July 2018, China placed a 25% retaliatory tariff on U.S. soybeans, making U.S. soybeans the most expensive soybeans to buy in China. So the Chinese didn't buy from the U.S. farmers, and the U.S. farmers had to find other buyers like Mexico, Egypt, and the EU. But they had to sell it at a discount as low as 24% off, and the US government had to bail out the soybean farmers, giving them $23 billion. But long term, this cooked the US farmers because China stopped buying from them. They bought from Brazil instead. So you see, deals were made, and China may never rely on the US soybean market like they did in the past. In this case, the Asian community is the US, and in a weird way, the black community in this situation, well, we're China. See, we've got money, so you don't have to supply us the stuff, but as businesses go and find suppliers who will, just know they're never coming back. And you see, this was always the goal. You guys are just speeding up the timeline. And once again, this isn't about race. This is about economics. Most blacks don't have hate against any race. We just know you don't like us and we don't want to spend money where we're not liked. That goes for all races and people who don't like us. So this isn't personal. This is business. I'm out.
So let me get this straight, and I hope I'm wrong, but I'm probably not. So the Asians now are trying to add an amendment to the Asian hate bill. So Asian hate bill 2.0, that it's a hate crime if black folks don't shop at their businesses. Wow. You got to be kidding me, dude. You got to be kidding me. The question is, for any Asian out there who's man or woman enough to answer, how many times do you shop at a black business? Just a thought. How many black friends do you have? How many black people actually really do you truly know? The question. 2.0, because we won't shop at your stores. You got to be kidding me, right? How can you make somebody spend money at your store? Explain it to me.
That Stop Asian Hate bill didn't do anything. It actually made the situation worse. The Stop Asian Hate movement was going on at the same time as Black Lives Matter was being very revamped because George Floyd had been murdered. So then to have a bill that's supposed to be protecting Asians without even mentioning legislatively what was going on with black people, our black cousins, it was a slap in the face to their community. Okay, and the Stop Asian Hate bill was just increasing police and law enforcement presence in a lot of heavily Asian communities, which border a lot of heavily black communities. What is that doing for anyone? Like, the police have been a neutral at best presence for Asians, and they've also harmed Asian people. So then to have them swarming our communities, which are often right next to black communities, and we know what the police have been for black people, like, what the did they think would happen? Would that even do any good, okay? Not to mention that it further divided our communities. Because some Asian people were like, oh, look at us, we're such a model minority. We're like so much better than those people over there. We got this Stop Hate Crimes bill because the government cares about us. And then we got a lot of like MAGA Asians rising out of that, thinking that the government actually gives about them. And then we had a lot of black people being like, wait, we've been talking about our issues forever. And then Asians get hate crime for like a couple months and then they get a whole bill. Like, why do they not care about Black lives, okay? Valid take. I'm still pissed about it. Our government should absolutely be stopping all racially motivated hate crimes, including the murders of Black people by the state. As an Asian person, if our Black cousins are hurting, any talk about protecting Asians is just blowing hot air. I don't believe it. And now 5 years later, look where we are. All of our communities are getting hit by ICE. Even the white queer ladies are getting unalived by ICE. This legislation actually prevented the creation of new Asian leftists. It created a lot of Asians who were mistakenly believing that the government would protect them. And those are all the thoughts I have on that.
Allegedly, the Asian community is trying to go ahead and enact a 2.0 to the Asian hate bill, where they're going to try to say that it is hateful against Asian communities, that we're no longer shopping with their businesses. So it just made me wonder, how are you going to force us to shop with your businesses?
A couple of years ago, the Asians up north was getting bullied with hate crime, and we sat up there and supported them. Because right is right and wrong is wrong. That's all we said. And now you want to come at us like you crazy. Like you don't know who Black folks is. We've been making a way out of no way since we got here. That's all we know how to do.
Right now, the Black community online is talking about how they're going to boycott Asian businesses and how much they don't like Asians.
You see how quickly the devil showed up? Do you see how quickly the devil showed up? Let's get this straight. This is not about Asian hate at all. Black people saying that they're going to shop at other Black businesses, to them, translates to oppression. Black people helping other Black people, to them, translates to oppression. In their mind, this translates to hate towards them. Black people ain't say they hate Asian people. Y'all can care less about a Black child being ran down 130 yards and catching a bullet in his back. Even when that person that shot him showed that they are already trigger happy. But y'all have all the outrage in the world the moment that Black people say, hey, you know what, we're just going to shop at other Black businesses. You don't have to tell other races of people not to shop at their own people's businesses, because they make it a point to shop at their people's businesses. Asian people shop historically at Asian-owned business. Indian people at Indian-owned business. Jewish people shop at Jewish businesses. Hispanic people shop at Hispanic-owned businesses. Majority of the businesses is white American, and white Americans shop at those businesses. But guess the one community that is told not to shop at their own people's businesses? Guess the one community that is told that if you shop at your people's businesses, it's not going to do anything for the Black community. You guys don't need community. Community is not that important. Black people are told that. That's weird. So Black people saying that they're going to shop at Black-owned businesses should not trigger anybody, because it is not hate for Asian people. It is support of Black people. And on top of that, we're not saying that you cannot shop at Black-owned businesses. You're welcome to shop there too. But you should ask yourself why advocacy for Black people triggered you so much.
My good Asian siblings, I'm tired that the white man's tactics keep working on us. They always treat us like the perpetual foreigner. You see how they did us during COVID, Chinese Exclusion Act, concentration camps, now ICE in our neighborhoods. We try to break this label by assimilating and emulating the white man model of success. We worship their institutions, their titles of prestige and salaries. They block us from going to these institutions. Then white men use the Asians as the face of the movement to dismantle affirmative action. And we can admit it even less now amongst other marginalized communities. Why are we fighting so hard to be part of an institution that doesn't want us there to begin with? Then they give us symbolic victories like the Stop Asian Hate Crime bill, which there is Asian hate, but when other communities are also getting brutalized and there's nothing but silence, this victory just becomes another point of tension devised by the white man to separate us from everybody else. And then we see some of us physically doing the white man's bidding, emulating the racism, anti-blackness, violence, to the point where we're taking people's lives. Then the white man let us walk free. Why? To continue to divide us and other marginalized communities. It's all part of the Grand Master Plan to reinforce these institutions and systems that the white man has created to maintain their power and control over everybody else. Do not be a white devil in Asian skin. Do not fall for the white man tactics.
The responses I'm seeing to Rick Chow's acquittal and the call to boycott racist Asian businesses really remind me that we are on some bullshit, right? Like, a lot of us have obviously internalized the propaganda, not just of Black criminality, but Asian victimhood and Black criminality being intertwined. This Black on Asian violence trope is nothing but a trope. It is a plot device of white supremacy to pit us against each other that is not actually grounded in how historically we have engaged with each other. And I'm seeing it be used by some Asian Americans on here as a way to center ourselves in this moment of reckoning with how the legal system really does not value Black life. Like, this is not about us, except for how we can take responsibility for each other in our communities around anti-Blackness. On top of that, I noticed another response that we see all the time that is maybe not so loud, but just as insidious, and that is indifference, is disassociation, disengagement from racial politics altogether. Indifference is not neutral. Indifference is violent. Disassociating from racial politics and what's going on in this country will not save or protect us. It harms all of us.
Anime related, but I wanted to speak about this not as an anime content creator, but as an Asian American. Rick Chow was found not guilty in the murder of Cyrus Carmack Belton after chasing him down for 130 yards and shooting him in the back over supposedly a stolen water bottle. It is disgustingly similar to the murder of Latasha Harlins in 1991 when Korean store owner Soon Ja-do fought her and shot her in the back of the head as she was leaving over supposedly a stolen bottle of orange juice. I'm glad that a lot of other Asian Americans have spoken up about this already, so I don't have too much to add. I just want to be another point from which we can speak out against anti-Blackness within our community. The fact that these two events happened 35 years apart from each other makes me question if we as Asian Americans have even made any progress as allies. I've seen so many other comments from other videos regarding this issue from Black people saying that they feel like they don't have any allies anywhere. And you know what? If we as Asian Americans stand complacent while their children are being chased and shot in the back, we don't deserve to call ourselves allies.
Okay, well, here's some just varying perspectives and nuance in this. On one end, it is unfortunate that there's a good chunk of Black people out there who feel like they have no allies, who feel like we're constantly being attacked, constantly feel like they're under scrutiny, right? The problem is when we look at who's perpetrating some of the most heinous things in our country, when we look at how some of the worst people in the society act, when we look at all the rules that are being changed, again, at like theme parks, water parks, movie theaters, restaurants, malls, the streets, curfews, they're all for a certain subset of people. When we look at who produces the most majority of the murders and robberies, we're looking at people of this skin tone. When we think about people who, if we're taking another layer, when we think about the hood, when we think about the beauty supplies, the corner stores, the nail salons, the alcohol stores, liquor stores, they're all typically ran by Asians. And it's these Asians, it's these store owners who are having to deal with the nuisance of being around and serving majority Black patrons because of how they act. In the beginning of this video, in some cases, it is unfortunate, and I hate the fact that even I myself get profiled and I get judged as based off the color of my skin and how I look. But on the other side of it, removing my ego, I can calmly sit down and look at the data and understand why somebody may look at me a certain way. I can see the frustration some people have, even within the Black community, that are like, okay, why are y'all this loud about, oh my gosh, Rick Chow getting away with shooting a little Black boy in the back of in his back? But we're doing that. This just happened in Nashville 2 days ago. And a Black boy got shot dead center in the head. Like, as a people, we're doing this to each other nonstop. So why this loud over the Asians but not our own people? That's the frustrating part. That's the sad part. Now, I'm glad a homeboy's speaking out. I'm glad as an Asian, he's speaking up and saying, hey, like, we need to come to some agreement. We need to chill out. Because I be doing the same. I'm like PR damage control for the Blacks and the gays because, hello, I am Black and gay and I hate how I'm viewed in society.
Black Americans, indigenous Americans, God's chosen people, the most resilient community in America's history. I want to let you know that what you're doing is right. Supporting your own community, that is right. Choosing where your money goes, that is right. You are doing nothing wrong. Don't be afraid of anybody trying to talk you out of this. Don't be afraid of whoever tells you to stop. Whoever tells you that it won't work. From what I'm seeing, it is already working. So keep going. These Asians dared Black Americans to boycott. They said go ahead and see what happens. Black Americans acted. And now suddenly it is a problem. Now they want to call it something ugly. Now they want to make it out to be hatred. Are Black Americans the only people not buying from them? Are white Americans buying from them? Are Native Americans buying from them? If the answer is no, If plenty of people already choose not to spend their money in their businesses, then where was the outrage before? Nobody called that discrimination. It was simply customers making a choice. So why does it change when black Americans make the same choice? Why do all Asians feel entitled to black Americans' money? Where did that entitlement come from? I've never seen black Americans demanding y'all to buy from them. There is no expectation, no requirement, no rule says that black Americans' money belongs to Asians. So that entitlement runs one direction, and it always has. So this is a pattern, and it is worth naming plainly. Everybody wants black Americans' dollar. Everybody wants black Americans' culture, black Americans' loyalty as a customer. But when it's time to return the support, to help black Americans, to invest back, to show up for black-owned businesses, black neighborhoods, black communities. Where is everybody then? Nowhere to be found. That is a pattern. See it for what it is. So keep taking every measure that keeps your community informed. Keep talking to each other about where your money goes. Keep making sure that your dollar remains within your community. That is how your brothers and sisters will be able to build the wealth. That is how it has always been built everywhere. For everybody who has ever been allowed to build it, don't apologize for it. A boycott is not hatred. Choosing yourself is not hatred. Spending your money where you decided to spend it has never been anybody's business but your own, until it is black Americans doing the choosing. If a community wants support from your people, I'm talking to you all black Americans, let them earn it. That is not too much to ask. That is not radical. That is just what every community deserves from the businesses inside it. That is exactly what every community deserves. So keep buying black, keep buying with intention, keep asking where the dollar goes, and keep sending it home. That's it. That is the whole thing. Don't be afraid. You are doing nothing wrong. And that was it for today. If you find this video interesting, click on that like button. Mr. TA, your African brother signing off.